Okay, we have things that we need to do right now.
遊びに行こうか。
Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. Furina has been one of the most impactful characters in Genshin Impact history, and this video will serve as an updated guide for Furina. Furina is debatably the best character in Genshin Impact and has stood the test of time since her release. Even today, she remains one of the most used characters in the Spiral Abyss. Now, most web browsers are built for everyone, which means they usually don't come with anime waifus and husbandos. But we can fix that terrible problem with today's sponsor, Opera GX. Opera GX is back and even more customizable than your Serenity Teapot thanks to all its mods. By simply heading over to gx.store, you'll have all these highly cultured anime and Genshin themed customization options available to you. These mods include dedicated wallpapers, some even animated, with alternate light and dark modes, and even Genshin Impact background music and Genshin sound effects for the keyboard and tab sounds.
足元に気をつけて。風だ。
開運昇福大当たりだぜ。
And what's even crazier are custom keys that can be used to dim your browsing experience or
運命
even
が
more
水面に映るので
Like
一緒に遊ぼうよ。逃げようなんて運命には逆らいません。
a wine sipping more timer on the screen. And you can even work and play at the same time with the Yuki video pop-out.
足元に気をつけて。
Watch your videos on the Genshin theme,
霧を晴らせ。
customizable browser,
運命の
and
距離。
there's no need
こ
for
こだよ。風だ。
settings in your previous festival browser, because you can upgrade your 4-star browser to a 5-star one by
これ
just
が運命
clicking
です。
on the browser settings icon, synchronization,
嵐よ。
marks and settings, to your old browser settings. It's literally never been easier. So what are you waiting for?
来水ジェブ。
Break your web browsing experience today. Huge thanks to Opera GX
足元に気をつけて。逃げようなんて思わん。
entire kit, artifacts and stats, weapons, constellations plus investment priority, and teams, with all the necessary updates all adjusted for the modern Natman meta. And normally I throw in a joke here, but Furina's got so much going on that we don't even have time for jokes in this video, which ironically is an anti-joke. Okay, that joke fell flatter than Furina. Furina primarily functions as a buffer, off-field DPS and hydro applicator, and she can even serve as an emergency healer when necessary. Now for Furina's kit, Furina has two modes, Usha and Numa, where she even has different outfits for each. Her Usha mode summons 3 little critters which do some very solid off-field damage, and they attack autonomously.
絶対に足は引っ張らない。
Furina will be in this state. And unlike Shincha or Yelan, Furina's Salon Solitaire will auto-attack regardless of whether you spam basic attacks. Meanwhile, her Numa mode summons the Singer of Many Waters, which heals the active character. So yeah, that's a really quick, high-level overview of her kit, and this next part is from my Constellation Zero showcase, which does a pretty good job breaking down the nitty-gritty of her kit. Timestamps will be down below if you want to skip this part. Anyway, starting with her basic attack, Soloist's Solicitation.
雲の終わらせてあげる。
運命には逆らいません。 水中言語。
開運昇福。
Adorable basic attack animations. Seriously, this is worth getting some mic. Her basic attacks are actually
罪を認めろ。
they deal a tiny amount of
風を知れ。
and actually apply
運
hydro.
命の距離。
Lucia or Numa damage
来水ジェブ。
she's in.
風の赴くままに。
これが運命です。
もみちばを散らま霧を晴らせ。
Charge attack
行くよ。
is extremely dazzling animation. Actually makes her switch modes between her Usha and Numa modes. Switching between her
そこだ。
水中言語。運命には逆らいません。
嵐よ。
which is the perfect complement
前菜
to talk
出
about
番だ。
her elemental skill, Salon Solitaire. Her elemental skill is the most sophisticated performance in all of Teyvat, starring the Salon Solitaire trio, the ever most chivalrous octopus, Gentil Home Usher, the most reliable of seahorses, Superintendente Cheval Marine, and the pinnacle of elegance, Mademoiselle Crabalata. Let's see what this ensemble of talented sea creatures can do.
遠くを高い。
は風が騒がしいな。
Well, without any sort of buffs or anything, our Salon Solitaire trio has already cleanly conked out our Regisfine audience. And Farina can use her charge attack to switch to the Pneuma mode, which brings in the backup actor, Singer of Many Waters, who will heal the on-field character. Anyway, going back to the main show, there's a lot that's going on with this elemental skill. From my observations, it generates 1 particle every 3 seconds. Each Salon animal friend has their own independent attack speeds and ICDs. Very notably, whenever one of our dedicated friends attacks an enemy, it gains some HP from every character in the party. However, it stops draining HP once a character reaches 50% or less HP. Also, for every character that's above 50% the Salon Solitaire will do 10% damage to 40% damage, which is its own multiplier similar to Mia's elemental skill. Now, there's a lot more to this performance, like attack speeds and pretty charts on the screen. There, who cares? I added 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and 30 second benchmarks for her skill. 30 seconds? That's right, this thing has a 20-second cooldown with an extremely long 30-second duration. I should also mention that the Singer of Many Waters, aka the healing mode, doesn't deal any damage to Hydro or generate any particles. Literally all it does is heal the on-field character. Now another great attribute of the Salon members is that they don't tether you to circle impact, and they follow you extremely far, pretty much anywhere you go. Their targeting also feels very reliable. Whew, alright, with this we can finally move on to her elemental burst. Let the people rejoice. Her elemental burst does a lot of stuff, with the most important part being that she provides bonus damage based on the percentage of max HP lost or gained during her elemental burst. Losing or gaining 1% of HP on any of your characters leads to a stack of fanfare, with 300 max fanfare in each stack at burst level 10 providing 0.25% bonus damage. This means that Farina's burst can provide up to 75% damage. HP draining from her elemental skill and some healing from a teammate, you can expect to build a lot of fanfare stacks. You also gain some healing percentage based on your fanfare stacks as well. Now, how do you actually know how much fanfare you have? As you can see, the crowd of sophisticated opera enjoying sea critters grows in size. 300 fanfare, a whooshing, glittery animation appears, which fortunately, after her pretty complicated with her first passive, Endless Waltz, rewarding you for overhealing the active character with any healing source besides Farina. Her second passive damage based on capping at 28% bonus damage to her Salon Solitaire when she has Anyway, let's see Farina's higher performance in action. Well, we all knew our audience wasn't going to be able to sit through this entire performance. In this example, I used Barbara's Super Omega Party Heal to heal the entire party, which instantly built up the fanfare stacks to 300. And with a clamorous audience, Mademoiselle Crabalata was motivated to hit for 33,527 damage compared to the zero fanfare Mademoiselle Crabalata earlier, which hit for 25,282 damage. As we can see, Furina's kit revolves around building fanfare, where she gains 1 fanfare per 1% of total HP lost or gained by any party member. Since her skill drains a lot of HP from the entire party, this means Furina enjoys being ran with a healer, since HP lost and HP gained both provide fanfare. Again, at 300 fanfare, Furina provides 75% bonus damage to the entire team. So typically for the first rotation in the pit, provides will be a bit smaller because the healer
リーチパパ買おうよスイッチにめよ
especially with a healer, Furina is generally able to provide 300 fanfare pretty quickly. As for Furina's rotation, it's straight her skill and then her burst. That's it. You can also cancel her skill if you like to save a bit of time. Because her burst buff lasts
光り輝くがいいお披露目だ
わめくがいい
where you simply swap her back on, use her skill and reverse and swap her back on.
手加減なしよ
It's a very easy and effective character.
口封じは任せたからね
Water, while her skill is active, does that care. For her talent priority, I prioritize her both her skill and her burst to maximize her offensive damage and her team buff
僕をたたえよ世界を熱狂の渦に
I wasn't sure where to put this in the side video, but we should prioritize leveling Furina up to level 90. Since she's HP, she gains much more from leveling up to 90 in comparison to attack scaling characters. So for artifacts and stats, not a whole lot has changed for Furina. Fortunately, when it comes to what artifact set you should use, you should just be using the 4-piece Golden Troop, which is what 92.4% of the community is doing already. This thing effectively gives her 70% skill damage, and Furina's damage is almost always significant, so buffing her damage is almost always worth it. Remember that you can exchange for the Golden Troop set in the Artifact Strongbox as well, making farming it very efficient. Now if you don't have a good Golden Troop set, you can use 2-piece plus 2-piece combinations, as long as they have any useful stats like HP percent, Hydro damage, skill damage, or energy recharge, which is a reasonable stepping stone while you're farming for the 4-piece Golden Troop, being around 10% worse than the 4-piece Golden Troop. I figured I'd also briefly mention the 4-piece Tenacity of the Millilith, since it will provide 20% attack to your entire team, and it also provides 20% HP for Furina. The main issue is that Furina's damage is very significant, and she doesn't make use of the 20% attack buff. So while it does work on her, barring some nuke showcase, I don't recommend using the 4-piece Tenacity of the Millilith. One last set that's barely worth talking about is the 4-piece Cinder City. With an ally character, Furina can get about 6 to 12 energy, which lowers her energy requirement. But considering that Furina can only provide up to 12% bonus damage to the team for the Cinder City set, I don't really recommend it. As for stats, main stats, and sub-stats, we need to talk about energy recharge first. Energy recharge is always in the target. Sometimes you can use really high 30% recharge. Other times you can use up to 250% energy recharge with Furina as a soul of your character plus the bonus. For double Hydro, one example might be around 150% energy both new elections. It also depends on whether any character in your party
隙を見せるのはほんの一瞬だ
as usual, experiment a bit with the team to figure out how much energy recharge you'll need for your team. With this in mind, let's talk about main stats. For the timepiece, it's usually going to be an HP percent timepiece, since you want to be able to get enough energy substats to the requirement. However, some players, and perhaps even some teams, might need an energy recharge timepiece depending on what she's in. So again, experiment with this. For Goblet, the jury is that is much more commonly used, and this also checks out with the calculation. Because Furina gets around 145% skill damage from her burst and the 4-piece Golden Troop, she's usually very saturated on the bonus damage multiplier, which is where Hydro damage goes into. As such, HP percent tends to deal more damage in most situations and with most builds. Still, a Hydro Goblet is good as well, and generally about 2 to 3 substat rolls behind. So if you have a Hydro Goblet with a couple additional rolls and useful substats, then a Hydro Goblet is a great choice as well. As for the Circlet, remember that Furina's Ascension bonus is crit rate, meaning that she'll start with 4.2% base crit rate at level 90. As such, the jury is also in on this one. Crit damage appears to be the more preferred circlet. However, as usual, you'll want to target the golden 1 to 2 crit rate to crit damage ratio to maximize her average DPS. Also keep in mind that if you're using the Festering Desire or the Fleuve Sombre Ferryman, don't forget that their crit rate bonus to elemental skill damage doesn't show up on Furina's stat page. As for substats, you definitely want to get enough energy recharge rolls to comfortably get her burst each rotation, then crit rate, crit damage, and HP percent are all exceptional substats on her. And finally, flat HP isn't completely wasted either. Up next we have Furina's weapons. Starting off with her best free-to-play options. Wheel out the wheelchair and pop in those dentures because this one is for Genshin boomers from back in version 1.2. This thing has all the stats that you can possibly hope for in a first set. It's got 45.9% recharge, 32% skill damage, and 12% skill rate. Frankly, I think it's practically criminal that we still can't find
痛いから我慢しろよ
but I digress. Assuming the 170% minimum energy
月のように永遠な
that round of her signature weapon
貫こう
is absolutely fantastic for suffering.
狂乱怒涛
The next best free-to-play option this fisherman's best friend provides a lot of energy recharge and 16% crit rate.
私に答え
Unfortunately, it's not great in terms of damage, clocking in at around 82% of the signature weapon. It's one of the few completely free-to-play friendly weapon options for Furina. Next, I'd say for free-to-play players, we have the bonus sword. This thing is nice because it provides energy to the entire team, and can also completely solve their own energy issues. However, it loses too much damage, and as such, it's a 2.5 one extra slime over 1.5 slime for its team supporting capabilities. Now, if you're willing to swipe that credit card, Furina gets many better weapon options. Needless to say, her signature weapon, Splendor of Tranquil Waters, not only looks fantastic on her, it's also, with the 170% energy recharge baseline restriction, her best option, around 10% better than the Festering Desire. Her signature weapon provides a massive 88%
急がなくてもいいのよ
which is great for her basic attack.
どの目が出るかしら痛がっちゃいないと
signature weapon improved by another 16%.
隙を見せるのはほんの一瞬だ来い
Now, another 5-star weapon we're talking about that's actually pretty solid on her, but very few people will use it on her due to the lack of pretty much anyone owning this weapon is Chiori's signature sword, the Uraku Misugiri. This thing has a very high crit damage stat as well, and even provides a decent amount of skill damage. Funnily, with the 170% energy recharge restriction, it's about as good as the Festering Desire, but again, will be much better.
かかれ糸よ工作せよ
We have the Primordial Jade Cutter. Do keep in mind that it is very easy to over-crit with this weapon. It has any amount of crit rate over
痛いから我慢しろよ
so keep an eye on your Furina's crit rate stat. But regardless, it's a solid choice and also performs at around the Festering Desire.
続きと
Then
行
you
こ
have the Kaji Sub. Furina is one of the more practical users of the sword. At 3 stacks, it provides
痛がっちゃいない
demon element
どの目が出るかしら
110 elemental mastery, which is a very solid weapon and can absolutely work it with certain characters, which makes it useful
風の神よ
well, like
我らを導きたまえ
Luca, etc. Although I still personally prefer focusing on damage in these situations, but it's definitely a strong case to be made. Up next we have the battle pass
捕まえた
the Wolf Bang. Basically, it gives a bunch of crit rate. At Refinement 1, it's honestly not
面白い
but at Refinement 5, it's at around 90%
Yeah.
signature weapon. Just keep an eye on it,
いざ
as it is very easy to overcrit with this thing. If you plan on getting this weapon for the arena, getting refinements on this is worth it if you're a regular Battle Pass purchaser. Then we have various other 5-star stat sticks like the Light Effolier Incision and some others which honestly this far down the list aren't really worth talking about, but we also have the Dock Hands which has HP percent as a substat. And for certain teams where Elemental Mastery is useful on Furina, like Nialo Bloom, Taser, or I guess Forward Baited Furina,
痛がっちゃいない糸よ工作せよ
I just recommend
雲が
moves on this
借りなく時
demonstration. There are a couple more weapons on this list, so
風よ私に答える捕まえたよっ
狂乱怒涛
constellation. In terms I personally recommend going for the Constellation
隙を見せるのはほんの一瞬
weapon. These both constantly drastically
H
damage, but also improves her team's damage as well.
どの目が出るかしらやっ
100, which means it goes from a 75% max bonus damage buff to a 100%
急がなくてもいい
いざ風を知れ
starts with 150 fanfare, just Constellation 2 is a great constellation as now you have 200% fanfare generation, which makes it very easy
風の赴くままに
Opponent has to put any fanfare generation over the max fanfare, increases
Yeah.
bonus HP, which increases her own damage significantly. Constellation 3 adds 3 levels to her ability, which improves her buff from 100% bonus damage
風の
4% bonus.
雲の行くごと
This one doesn't have any other additional
かかれ
besides it, so in my opinion it's not
いいとよ工作せよ
1 and 2, but it's still a great constellation. Constellation 4 effectively solves Furina's energy issues, which allows her to just dump all those substats into HP percent and crit. Constellation 5 adds 3 levels to her skill, which improves her Salon Solitaire's damage, and Constellation 6 makes Furina a viable main
ご安
DPS.
心を
Generally, people
私た
use
ちなら勝てま
forward
す
bait plunge Furina at Constellation 6. Now, back in the day, Constellation 6 Furina was one of the best DPS characters in the game. Nowadays, she's still really strong, but the Natling cast at Constellation 6 are honestly a whole new level of power creep for whales. But this literally only applies to the less than 1% of whales out there. So yeah, I personally prioritize Constellations 1 and 2 over her signature weapon. As for Constellation 3 versus her signature, it's a bit harder to say, and it kind of depends on your preferences, but I'd go for her signature personally.
風よ千人のご風来だ
全力攻撃だ
師匠の技を食らいなさい
Swap out
火力
various slots
全
of
開
so I won't be covering possible options as simply as possible. I'll also be referencing this data in YS Help section. The most popular Furina team lately, yes, this forever, is with Evil
みんながそばにいてくれるわ
風よ
Mega
知れ
less damage through the strategy. Many alternatives, such as swapping out shielding for Vibro or Charlotte, but you will do a lot less damage in doing so.
みんなは俺がま
This is a fun Xiao team. Xiao, Shenyan, Furina, and Farzan hyper buff down damage where you will be able to carry your team. In second place, we have Hao, Silawi, Yilon, and Rosina. This team simply hyper buffs the out damage for
風よ
pretty
修風豪雨にキス
Mabuka, Furina, and Bennett. Mabuka doesn't require a ton of pyro. Mabuka is still able to get a lot of bait with Furina's hydro application. Needless to say, Furina works very well with Chaska and with the
風よ
combination XL works with Chaska to obliterate everything.
全力攻撃だ
師匠の技を食らいなさい
This one looks interesting to me and it's something I would have come up with, but I'm sure it works just fine. In second, this demonstrates that Furina because why not? She's Hydro. She applies a
Oh,
very
yeah.
solid amount of Hydro, which is something that Nilo appreciates. Granted, this team is pretty reckless, but it should work fine in AoE situations. Now, here's a more free-to-play friendly team with a character like, for example, Kazuha or Sucrose, Bennett, Xiangling, and Furina. If either Furina or Xiangling are vaping, you can expect some pretty darn solid damage. Okay, so if you can't tell by now, Furina works on pretty much any team that can slot in a Hydro character. A few more that I want to point out.
ご助力をはい熱々でしょ
剣に力
全部ドカーン海のちぎりよ
And we have driving, for example, she goes a lot. Furina is pretty damage.
ご助力を
Because Taser. Freeze teams like Ayaka and Risley because the massive damage bonus and consistent Hydro for freezing is good for them. Finally, we have quick bloom carries like Alhaitham and Sino who also appreciate Furina. So yeah, she works with almost every DPS character in the game, and at this point, it'd be easier to talk about the characters she doesn't work well with. One popular character who no one seems to be using Furina with is
悪用の力を思い知りなさいスイッチにめよソーランの憩い話が通じないなら火力全開なんだなあれ狂いなさいはっウォーパー火を
really devastating work. Raina can also do well with Arena because
つい手加減なしよ海のちぎりよ
she has a massive amount of
ボンボン爆弾
most people prefer playing Mini and more modern pyro comps, experience really by points. Finally, you can use constantly 6 twice per Arena, and yeah, that's for whales,
したらリー
and
リーチパパ
play style
そうよ
considered. So hopefully that covers most of the teams used with Arena. As we can see, she works on the majority of teams and is one of the most universal characters in the game. Let me know if I missed your favorite Arena team down below. So yeah, that about does it for this ultimate updated guide for Arena. Let me know if I missed anything, and also let me know if you plan to pull for her with her Arena. Also, don't forget to check out today's sponsor,
あれ狂いなさい 熱々でしょ
the browser with all the fanfare you could possibly hope
や
for.
ーやー
As
また
always, I
やっ
appreciate
ちゃ
it. This is I Went to Lose, signing out.
う
そうきたか。僕に何をしてほしい？
頭上を焼き尽くす八方の風羽ばたかん風よ
痛いから我慢しろよ。
石煙に葬られよ
みんなは俺が守れ。
烈日よ私に従えせい
狂乱怒涛。
風よ
くらい。みんながそばにいてく。
頭上を焼き尽くすこの天下で裁く風よ中風幸運に帰すせい石煙に葬られよ
みんなは俺が守れ。止水の矢。
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack. bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Middle tower. Radiant's middle tower is falling.
権限風よ八方の風羽ばたく
みんながそばにいてくれる。
燃えよ引け太陽の炎をここより昇る貫こうせい風よ
全力攻撃だ。くらえ。
いや風よいや千人のご高麗だ。
みんながそばにいてくれる。
烈日よ私に従えこの天下で裁く。却下す落ちるがいい。風よ体勢を整えなければ。
みんなは俺がいて。
八方の風羽ばたかぬ石煙に葬られよ。せいせいせいせい
Babi lah.
It's your host Patricia, and today we are back in Shibuya. So Shibuya is crazy with
Much of Dream League has been cinema, but of course with a theater theme, we want to get some poetry in there as well, and it would be pure poetry. A spirit who eliminated Heroic, and then Heroic who eliminated Liquid. That in turn, Liquid would have the chance to at least start the elimination of Spirit.
Yeah, I have a weird feeling in my stomach that Liquid are going to win this series because they are already eliminated. And that's just how Liquid operate, you know? Once they're out of a tournament, it's like, oh, okay, we're going to start playing some of our finest Dota now. You can take full advantage of it. It's pretty solid when you pull waves, which is something we've seen Liquid do a lot. And it's really good at these
going for the kill on Moposhka this time around. The pounce is going to limit his mobility, but it's just enough to get the kill. However, support for Core and Slark actually somehow did not get a permanent essence shift.
He didn't get the kill.
Unlucky.
Unlucky for Radon. But full XP for him on the kill. That was a bigger win for Spirit than for Liquid.
Collapse, they finish him off. And Rue is going to battle for it. If he gets lucky, he gets the kill off of this. If not, comes back and gets the kill afterwards, but still. So 2 for 1 in the top lane. Liquid taking a very early kill lead, though it's not actually translating into a total net worth lead, probably because mid is just so damn bad for Nishi. Well, they're not shy about saying that they're contesting this.
I mean,
Moposhka using an early spirit. Xenia taking all challengers here.
I caught Laurel on the other side.
Mickey, I mean, he has RP. Does he want to go for it here? He does, but he won't have that much damage behind it. And not enough presence to really secure the wisdom. I mean, Nisha's going to come over. Maybe that can help things out here as the Slight comes through with the minus armor, and they get the double kill in the end.
I'm telling you, man, once this team gets eliminated, they're like the best team in the world. Start tournaments already.
Oh, there's the Nisha trying to get in for a kill on Laurel. doesn't actually hit Laurel, and Laurel commits for the kill onto Nisha. Fairy Fire gives him a little bit of HP, but not enough to survive the poison that's coming in. Radon is getting a lot out of this, though, as they do manage to finish up the Warlock. Yes, 2 for 2 trade. Radon, he pops his Shadow Dance. It's not to chip away at the Primal Beast.
Let's get permanent Agi out of that. More experience for the Slark. I think it's a perfectly fine Magnum.
Okay.
Especially with the start he's had. He was cranking.
Collapse breaks the smoke of Insania here while the Primal Beast Roar comes in through the other side. Gets the grab onto the Riki. Not enough for the kill, though. Especially with the Dazzle. Whose spells give them the extra HP and the confidence to push forward and take down Insania, as it looks like Collapse. They're going to try and get the stomp off. Insania does manage to get that off, but Rue, who sidestepped it, gets the blink strike on him. Nisha's going to go back in alongside Saberlight. Just a mini stun. Laurel's very low, and Saberlight does manage to get that kill. The Golem is trying to help out here with the Ravage going up to finish off the Primal Beast. The Riki's back into play here. Rue's going after the Ember. Nice grab by Radon. Got him inside the pounds, and now the stats are building up. The Golem getting in front of Mickey, body blocking, and the Illusion's body blocking as well. Mickey's got to get around all of this. He has to RP in order to stay alive. Lasso up next. Now a stomp goes in. Radon very low, but got off the Shadow Step, and away he goes. He's out of here.
So close for Radon.
Oh, smoke screen is no defense to Insania, apparently.
Look at his damage.
Put on his goggles and just saw right through all that.
I mean, that might be some of the most damage I've seen in an early game fight on ET in a while. You got everybody in that spirit. You need a lot of levels, and their laning, at least over time, has been a little sus. I think in this version it's pretty good, but
it barely went off outside of the range of Rue.
This is a really nice smoke. We still have that 8 damage on Rambo. They're so strong right now. They also back up for Spirit.
They know this is coming. Boxy, he's going to break. Oh, okay. A lasso on Collapse. That's definitely not the best target. May still have the damage because of the amp damage to be able to kill him. Boxy gets the low ground. The Dazzle Spirit hanging around, helping out Collapse here, trying to put some damage down. But Nisha spotting the Dazzle body. It does get shallow graved up here. And now with the pounce on top of that, Nisha's going to be in trouble. Ravaged up and instantly killed. Saberlight comes in, long charge, finally gets there, but the Skewer is on the other side. They switched targets entirely. They could have wiped him out maybe, but the result is just a flub from Liquid.
They get collapsed.
They get nothing out of it, man.
Dazzle did so much work in this fight. He had
Saberlight goes for Collapse. Back in real time, though. Maposhka stay alive with the heals, and now the Shallow Grave comes in. Excellent timing from Laurel. Even if Maposhka dies here, it is just too much for Liquid. They've committed so much to be able to get this 1-5 position. He's a little bit low. Nisha doesn't have any mana. Somehow Collapse ended up on the high ground here, so had to TP out. Radon, he's got kind of free reign to do a lot here. Mickey tried to skewer him up to the high ground, doesn't quite hit it. And Nisha, who did get some mana back into play, is burned out once again.
It's another fight where Dazzle just gets to sit in the back and wreak havoc. So much committed for this Warlock. Another 5k damage Fightfall. He's just dealt 10k damage to Liquid in the last minute and a half.
Yeah.
This hero, Ricky, continuing to play aggressive and scout things out, knows he has potential Dazzle Grave plus Golem to bail him out. The Spirit commit on him. Outside of the Batrider catches you. Foxy catches you, you're dead, but...
Okay, I was about to say, Rue can't keep doing this forever. They got to get a punish eventually.
He strayed pretty far from the team.
It was pretty egregious how much info he was getting on Liquid, but...
Ags for Radon's flying out right now, though, so I think Spirit are still happy to take a fight.
Skewer back onto the Tide Hunter. Tide does have Ravage. Trying to threaten him, get that Ravage out of him early. Lasso goes out onto the Warlock, but they hit the pounce, and now the Ravage, he's not going anywhere. That Warlock is going to be saved, and it's a fatal bounce on the 4 other heroes with the leash, the dead in the water. Now the Golem going to be dropped on Mickey's head, and they'll just catch the rest. Insania is going to die. Saberlight will TP out.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Saberlight was trying to push out the top lane while they were doing Roshan. Sticks around a bit too long, gets caught in the process. Collapse hanging out bottom lane is going to be able to get the kill on Insania. He should die for this, unless the Dazzle can get here in time. Laurel's on his way, but skewered in deeper and deeper. He blinks forward on Laurel. Laurel trying to get there. He throws out his Spirit, but it's too late.
He got close.
He did.
Blink plus projection. He got there pretty damn fast. Nothing you can do about that, though, man. Still have nighttime for 2 minutes.
手加減なしよ。悪用の力を思い知ら
Collapse, another hero that can kind of play fearlessly, so it's getting hit by the pounce. Nisha, well, now he gets hexed up a little bit, and then pounce after that, and his mana's going fast, has to use the BKB. Don sticks around for the shrine. Liquid trying to guide Saberlight out of here. Saberlight gets the grab onto the Riki, sure, but he's surrounded by heroes. No way out of this, I believe. Laurel keeps him slowed. Does have an onslaught. He can get a charge, but only gets so far. But Don, quick to intercept. Gets yet another stack for himself.
Mickey did not want to commit into that fight at all. Ends up just watching Saberlight charge to his doom. Did get on top of the Dazzle, though. We'll give him that.
Yeah, that's step one. There's like 5 more steps to actually killing the Dazzle.
Oh, Boxy.
Boxy, woo! Gets the regen rune, blinks away. The end from Instadia, back-to-back deaths for him, it would seem. Saberlight goes in after Radon. Immediately regrets it, I believe, as the Basher's going to go to work here. He's got a BKB, he's forced to use it, tries to get the grab depth shroud, goes down from Radon, and he just destroys Saberlight, man. Skewer on in, but the gold still gets dropped onto these 2 heroes. Managed to get the RP onto the Slark immediately. Shallow Grave is going to be used, though. No chance for Radon dying. He's got a lot of stats. Liquid has to get back to their base, but Collapse doesn't want to let them do so. Got the dead in the water onto the Mickey, and he's got the Ravage. If they try and save Mickey, he'll pop that thing and kill even more. Liquid.
Way too much survivability in this lineup for Liquid to deal with. They needed to win that early game harder and snowball. And this Dazzle was just a menace from early on. His damage numbers are out of control in this game. Just don't have enough heroes that can get on top of him. You don't have enough damage to punch through the front line here. That's another big problem.
Yeah. Doing more damage than Radon Slark, who has extremely free game.
He's 8 heroes. It's a disgusting stat line.
One full lane of barracks, and the gold is still hitting bottom. So they can go too. They have 30 seconds as well, but maybe they say it's unnecessary to do this. Just go back and do Roche. Oh, and what amount of confusion gets Laurel to walk into the rest of his fight?
Saberlight charges and cancels the charge halfway through, drops his Shivas on the ground, and like spins in a circle. And then Radon is so baffled by this terrible play that they all clump behind him.
Yeah, Laurel's like, oh, there's a Shivas on the ground. Blink. Blinks in to grab the Shivas. Ravage straight up on the Ember Spirit. No chance of clump here.
All right, gotta drop the Shivas in.
We gotta get something out. The Shivas goes into the Dazzle. Got the RP on. The Shockgrave is out, but it's only gonna last so long with the Elder Titan Earth Splitter in the middle of it. They've got him. The Dazzle is dead. Yeah, and now they actually are doing it. Radon is not even hitting heroes at this point. Collapse is fighting for his life, surrounded by 5. Radon can go back in, surely. He can do a little bit of work. Gets grabbed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got grabbed into a lasso. Uh-oh. He's dead.
Didn't even have to drop the Shivas. What a team fight. And what an RP from Mickey. He got in there. He got 2 heroes, and he got 2 big ones there. And Collapse is almost 25.
I wonder what...
Is he actually the highest level in the game?
No, he's not. Mickey is 24.
No, Collapse is 25.
He
was a higher 24. Yeah.
Holy.
How do you get so high level?
I don't know, but he's got the 50% chance.
Yeah, he took the
smash on attack.
Now that's badass.
That's badass.
That's a badass talent.
Oh
like,
my god.
This is a game where you're like, an extra second of stun on this Ravage is not insignificant. But he just lets it go in there and smacks. He has AC Satanic.
Yeah, dude. He's got a lot of attacks.
Oh my. He's got a shiv. This man's ready to punch some kids in the face right now.
Oh, Radon almost gets grabbed there by Saberlight. Quick reaction, though. Got up the Shadow Dance. Spotted the Bat Rider.
No, that shiv's coming for you.
Dead in the water. Gotta be careful. They have to lasso him to save their lives, but they're grouped up for a goal and a Ravage. They are blocked up big time. This is nasty. RP is still gonna get used. Managed to get the grab there on the side under Rue. Oh, jeez, Mickey. He dies. Tried to Silver Edge his way out of there. Niche is back into play. Picks up the gem. Goes for a TP out. But got bashed. Jumps to his spirit. He's got more remnants. He's fine.
Yeah, he's good here.
But Liquid is not fine. That was a nasty clump up, man. Hey,
dude, that was absurd. They surrounded Collapse point blank, like some sort of sacrificial ritual totem, and it did not pay